It's the most horrible custom I've ever seen. Old people here have to voluntarily jump off a cliff when they're 70 years old. If they don't die from the fall, the villagers will hammer them to death. The celebration is about to begin. The lawn was covered with dining tables. The villagers stood neatly at the tables as if they were waiting for someone. Not long afterward, two old men came from the direction of the sanctuary, and it was only after the two old men Saturday down that the villagers all Saturday down. They can only eat when the old start to move their chopsticks. The table was also set up in the style of rooms, and after finishing their cups of wine, the two old men were carried to the top of the cliff by a few villagers, and the rest of the villagers were gathered under a clearing at the bottom of the cliff. The next horrible scene happened. The old woman stood at the top of the cliff and leapt down. Her head fell broken and died on the spot. Danny was scared to death, but looked at the villagers next to him were actually calm. Then the old grandfather also jumped down, but he did not die, just broke his leg. At this moment, the villagers howled and cried, and a few of them picked up hammers and walked towards the old grandfather, but not to save him but to smash him to death with a hammer. Watching such an inhuman scene, the couple decided to leave this weird and perverted village. The priestess comes after them and explains that it is an old custom of the village that once you reach the age of 72, you have reached the end of your life, and death is a very good thing for them. Danny can't accept this kind of perverted custom and tells Christian that she wants to leave this place right away, and then runs off to the side and cries loudly while Christian goes to his room to discuss the issue of whether to leave or not with Josh. Josh thinks that the life and customs here are the perfect topic for a paper. Christian feels the same way, so they decide to stay here for now. Danny, who is already devastated, is packing her bags and ready to leave immediately when Peller comes to comfort her, saying that the festival is only held once in 90 years and that the Cliffhanger festival is over and it wouldn't be safe for her to leave the village alone. Danny reluctantly agrees to stay. At night, a blonde woman takes something and puts it under Christian's bed, which is all seen by Josh, who pretends to be asleep. The next day, Josh talked about the blonde woman. Peller explained that it was a love room, which meant that the blonde woman had a crush on Christian. On the other hand, Danny didn't see the couple. Her asked the villagers where they went. The villagers said that they had already left the village to the train station. Danny heard that and didn't care. At noon, when everyone gathered for dinner, the color of the drink in Christian's cup was actually different from others. It turned out that it was a kind of magic water that the blonde woman specially prepared for him, which could charm the opposite sex.